horrible shark and I attack people. He doesn't know what he's doing. Just leave the shark alone.
Yep.
It's wrong.
You just grab him and push him out of the way.
Look at him just standing on the bottom. He's just, I don't like anything the way they're doing this.
Now they just released all the stuff. You can see they're going into a frenzy there where that area seems like super dark, or you know, that's where all the stuff is coming out. All the other fish are joining too. It's not just sharks.
I have been in these before. I have participated in as an observer in these.
Oh, you have?
I have.
I've never done that.
And I've stopped because again, I'm not preaching an opinion, but overall, I guess I'm finding that the humans just can't resist, and they do provoke the sharks.
I mean, they're poking him with a pole now. I don't think that pole is sharp or it has electricity or anything like that, but still, nobody likes to get hit with a pole.
So far, there's not much going on, so I'm not commenting. We'll see.
It's coming.
Yeah, I assume something's coming.
Shark's just looking for food. Like, where's the food?
Yeah, they've been conditioned, so they know there's food.
Oh, look at all those fish. Like, oh, food is out.
Now, get away. Back up, dude. Leave them alone. If you're going to feed them, then go away.
Right. I don't know what this guy's filming.
I feel sorry for the shark.
See how the shark couldn't care less about the divers. It's just looking for food. Anything that moves. Is that food? Is that food? Oh, you're pushing me out of the way? Okay, where should I go? That way? This way? Down? Okay.
Yeah, but they're...
I just love this video because people are like, oh, sharks are savages.
They're getting him into a crazy frenzy mode. I mean,
It's crazy.
you're going to cause a problem by doing what they're doing.
By the way, if you look up most like dangerous sharks or whatever, tiger are normally number 2 after gray whites. That's because
If provoked.
if provoked, they will fight back. But you can see this humongous tiger who can split any of these knuckleheads in 2. It's just there, avoiding confrontation. Look at all of those sharks now. That's what they were hoping for. It's like 10 of them. Oh, that guy's coming close, and give me some.
Oh. Okay, let me let this play before I pause. Yeah, this is very cool.
This is the multiple angles that we're talking about. Hitting him with poles.
It's really cool. I'm gonna pause in a second, but I wanna.
Here's a close-up of the attack.
Boom! Headshot!
Yeah, I don't think the shark is doing anything in terms of an attack. I think.
This guy was so lucky. He only ripped off his mask.
Yeah, but he caused this problem.
Obviously. Look at this girl that's listening. This guy knew. He started swimming towards him. Like, no, no, go away, go away. No, let me take this mask.
100% caused this. And this is exactly why shark feeding should not be done because everybody's going to say, wow, look at how awful the shark is.
That's pretty much the end of it.
Okay. So listen, let me ask everybody a question and you a question. Have you ever fed your dog, you put the food in the dog bowl, and then I want you to go lay your face right next to the dog bowl.
Try to eat it.
And just touch it or eat it along with your dog. 90% of dogs, what's going to happen to your face or hand?
They're going to rip it off, yeah.
It's a natural instinct. This is my food. You gave it to me. It's now mine, and I'm self-preserving myself. I'm going to eat it. If you try to then steal my food, I'm going to fight for it. That happens in the wild. That happens with tigers and all animals, not just sharks. So you now got a shark with the most powerful bite in the world, the tiger shark, in a frenzy, in an eating frenzy, and you're touching him and you're provoking them and you're getting them crazy, and then you're wondering why he then turned to bite you. Well, he's just biting everything. He's defending his food territory and not actually looking to eat you. You were not a food source to them. You saw them swimming around. So this is why shark feeding doesn't work, because people don't do it properly. I don't think we should do it, but again, if there are people defending it, if you went and set food far away and then everybody swam away and you're observing from a distance, nobody's going to touch those, that would be fine. But if the sharks are continuing to come around and you're having to push them away from the spectators or whatever, it's already a problem.
Right.
You're potentially causing a shark. You're attacking the shark.
Yeah.
So this should be retitled, Humans Attack Shark. Shark Defends Itself.
Obviously.
That's it. So I'm mad. I feel sorry for the shark.
Yeah, it's bad. And I feel like this video also accomplishes one thing. I hope you guys agree to it as well. That, you know, we do get a lot of comments and questions about, why do you say sharks and all these creatures at sea are not a risk to divers? Why would you say that? I mean, here we're seeing sharks that are one of the most dangerous kinds out of the 400, different kinds of sharks. These are number 2 or 3 on the list, depending on what list you read. The most dangerous ones, and couldn't care less that all these tasty divers were just there on the way doing nothing, ready to go like a burrito, wrapped up and ready on that wetsuit. They couldn't care less. No one was getting bitten.
I'll do whatever I can to make.
There were like 10 of these guys that we saw in the video. They're probably more than that. And the divers were 100% safe. That's why we love sharks. We love to see them when we're diving. They don't care about divers. We're not a food source. You will not get attacked, whether it's a great white tiger shark, bull shark, whatever it is. Just, they're awesome. They're safe. They don't do anything. This video, I think, proves that.
Yeah, I've only seen a few tigers in the wild. Sand tigers, yes, but regular tigers, I've only seen them a few times in the wild. 2 of those times were in Hawaii. The typical pattern was we had to get totally neutral and still, and we were up, and he kind of came up from the bottom, observed us, and then shied away. So you get a quick glimpse of him. He's like, I'm curious as well. You're not attacking me, so I'm going to swim away in a calm manner, and he went away, and he never came back. That's typically what's going to happen in the so-called second deadliest shark in the world. A little shy, maybe I'll get a look, and he goes away.
They're amazing.
That's what's going to happen. They're not interested in you. Go, well said.
I wanna see one in the wild. I've never seen one. And to me, a thresher shark would be
I've seen
number
threshers.
1 on the list.
Yep.
I would love to see those.
Certain regions you will, and they're really amazing because that tail is just so magnificent. Talk about cool photography.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and they're very how do I put it? They will come a little closer, the threshers, from what I saw, and you'll get more of them at one time if you do happen to see one, but they have zero interest in you whatsoever.
They just look magnificent with those, big eyes, and they're just beautiful.
There was a lot of stats you could research about shark attacks versus every other kind of animal attack
I actually
in the
looked
world.
into this. There was a funny one that said this year more people will die of getting electrocuted with their Christmas tree
Yeah.
than sharks.
Now, you could say, well, that's because a lot of people aren't diving with sharks, but the reality is people aren't getting attacked by sharks that are just diving and leaving them alone. Almost every single one can be pointed back to the human somehow provoking that shark, either through a feeding or otherwise.
Right.
So that's it, guys.
All right, well, I hope you enjoyed the video today. Once again, there's education both ways, right? We talk about shark feedings and these things that happen all over the world. When we were in Mexico last, they invited us to one. We all declined to go do that. This thing happens everywhere. And also, I hope you learn a little bit more about how these sharks, even though they're scary and all of that, they actually couldn't care less about divers are not a threat. We love them, and hopefully you will love them too.
I do love them.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you subscribed. If you haven't done that already, I know that a bunch of you guys are in a, watching frenzy, watching all of our videos, and you haven't subscribed. We also heard from some of you that were subscribers and somehow realized they were not subscribed anymore. Like YouTube took you out to test your loyalty. So double check your subscription status and hit the bell, obviously, to be notified when a new video comes out. Hopefully, we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in.
I want to end with a quick question.
Yes.
Do you think, this is a serious question,
Oh,
dude. Do you
I know
think
it's not going to be serious.
No, but do you think the sharks know what I am?
No.
Because I tend,
No,
when I'm
I don't
like
think the sharks
around,
care.
they tend to come a little bit closer to me, maybe because they know that I'm, say it.
That's
they know
right.
that I'm part.
Let's not. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.
Who the fuck is Lil Xan? SunnyV2 makes these really great videos on a bunch of different topics that I always find interesting. Lil Xan was a rapper, I guess. I don't know if he does it anymore, but Lil Xan's biggest claim to fame was he was a guy who almost died from overdosing on Flaming Hot Cheetos. I remember he got sent to the emergency room because of eating too many Flaming Hot Cheetos, and that changed the way I approach snacks forever. So we have quite a few here that I've stockpiled.
Look at that. We sure whooped them.
I don't know Jayus though, but I was talking to Sunny like a month or so ago, and he has been blowing up. And this Jayus one went wild. So I'm assuming Jayus must be a pretty big creator that did some fucked up shit. So I figured this would be fun to learn about, a little internet drama. I'm gonna go say goodnight to Tiana real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, back. Alright, let's ride.
In my past, I said disgusting things to people, and I am so ashamed of myself for using racist rhetoric, and I am so sorry to everyone, but especially to those in the black community, because only you guys can forgive me for this.
One of the worst I've ever seen. She definitely took notes from the other crappy
Oh, that was the
ones.
apology
Is how a
video?
YouTube comment described only JS's public
Nice.
apology following just one of her numerous different TikTok controversies. This is what makes only JS's story unique. Despite having incredibly uncontroversial content,
If you're at a house party and you got a drink in your hand, don't hold it up here by your chest. Try to hold it more down towards your hip. This will make you seem more open and confident, and people will be more willing to come up and talk to you.
she's found
Not true. You could just be a giant fucking loser and you could put that beer bottle up your butthole. It's not gonna help. So bad advice. Stop giving people false hope. You might just suck. And you have to accept that.
herself in a big scandal on the political TikTok battlefield every couple of months for the last 3 years.
At this point, people of color should not be following only JS.
Why is
Maybe
only
some
JS
Tenno
more
and
prone to
some
getting
Dino and
involved in
resub
these types of
and
controversies?
Prime
Is it something to do
Timus.
with how she responds to those critical of her?
I barely text my family back, and I just had to move apartments because my address got leaked, and you're gonna throw a fit because I didn't make you my priority?
After a petition to ban only
What?
JS from TikTok garnered over 400,000
Oh.
signatures, it'd be safe to say that she's a contender for the platform's most hated creator.
Did the petition work? Petitions have always, like, historically been incredibly effective. So I'm assuming that, let's see how we're looking. She's gone up 4,200,000, or nope, exactly 4 million followers. Bro, these petitions are so not bad. Looking good.
And And while such a title seems unfair without any further information or knowledge, as we go through explaining how this hatred came to be, the reason for this title will become blatantly obvious, and it all began with a tweet made by 1hr22m on the 9th of April 2020, just 12 months after she began posting videos to the website. I constantly feel like nobody actually likes me, so when I see thousands of hate comments saying, yeah, I never liked 1hr22m, she's so annoying, JS seems like a horrible person, that pushed me to the edge. The harsh and possibly even backwards reality of life is that those who acknowledge and complain about hate only end up receiving
You won't like
hate.
me when
In the
I'm
beginning, 1hr22m likely received a pretty standard
on
amount
Twitter.
of negative feedback, owing to maybe a slightly annoying delivery as she mentioned in her tweet. The problem that 1hr22m had was that she really struggled to ignore criticism, and always seemed to give way too much attention to any situation in which there was some kind of negative sentiment against her name. It's got to be a running theme throughout this whole video, but it started with her simple inability to ignore basic negative comments, such as, yeah, I never liked 1hr22m, which is a pretty tame comment, giving her a foundational reputation as someone who would crack if you simply applied enough pressure. 3 months later, this reputation as a creator who would respond to negative criticism would continue after 1hr22m discovered that another creator by the name of 1hr22m had been copying some of her videos word for word.
Did you know that your birth month actually has a huge effect on who you are as a person and the things that could possibly happen to you?
Yo, did you know that your birth month actually has a huge effect on you and the things that can happen to you in your life?
People born in March are way more likely to have asthma, and I can actually speak to this one because my little sister, the only one born in March, has asthma.
What the fuck are you talking about? What? Is that real? Like, these are things she actually believes in? Or is this like some kind of TikTok meme I don't understand? Who the fuck actually believes that? Why do people just like want to disregard basic reasoning? Jesus Christ. Astrology's one thing, like it's harmless. Like you can believe in astrology, it doesn't really matter or whatever. Like zodiacs dictate who you fall in love with, or whatever, your lottery numbers, it doesn't matter, it's harmless. But do people parade it around as like actual real things? Like your birth month changes you? Or has an effect on your life? There's no way people actually like believe in that shit. God damn, that's crazy. What the fuck? Damn.
In March are actually more likely to have asthma. And I can speak to that because my cousin, the only person born in March, has asthma.
1hr22m would respond to the copied videos in a tweet reading, TikTok creators should be called out when they copy other TikTok creators' videos word for word, alongside a video calling out 1hr22m directly. Jonathan responded by stating that he'd simply found the information on Google, and as a result, 1hr22m was berated and mocked by her audience, with them stating that she was in the wrong for copying the information from Google. This information is from a website. Why are you copying a copier? Copied from Google, then complains when others do the same. Which Business Insider article is this from? There was clearly a bit of an injustice being done here. To state that her information was invalid because it was found on Google has got to be one of the dumbest arguments ever made. What did they expect her to do? Find some old 1850s foundational manuscript covered in dust at the National Library and take her facts from there? Jonathan Moss had clearly copied her videos word for word after 1hr22m had posted them originally, meaning there was no doubt about who copied who. However, 1hr22m was still painted as being in the wrong for one simple reason. They knew they could get a reaction out of her if they simply applied enough pressure, which they eventually would. After receiving hundreds of negative comments on her response, 1hr22m would take to Reddit stating, he said that he found it on Google, which I mean he did, but only after watching my video. I'm now getting a huge amount of hate, people saying I'm lying. I copied Google too, I'm problematic, I should be cancelled, etc. I have a hard time dealing with the negativity. I still don't know what to do. I don't think I've done anything wrong. Maybe you do, but honestly, I don't see it.
What are they talking about? It's not even like real anything. It's fucking nonsense. What is... You got this information from a Google source. Oh my god. Holy shit, yeah, it's like a full-blown Reddit post. Nice. Man, TikTok is just like its own little ecosystem of degeneracy. Oh, wild.
On her response, 1hr22m would take to Reddit stating, he said that he found it on Google, which I mean he did, but only after watching my video. I'm now getting a huge amount of hate, people dealing with the negativity. I still don't know what to do. I don't think I've done anything wrong. Maybe you do, but honestly, I don't see it. And to reiterate the point from earlier, complaining about hate doesn't make it go away, but rather amplifies it, as the audience will look for increasingly petty things to berate you for. With this in mind, it's barely surprising to find out that approximately 6 months later, an old message will be dug up in which 1hr22m had said the N-word, taking center stage as her brand new colossal-sized controversy.
What the fuck was that? What is... Oh, yuck. Uh-oh. All about sucking up to Luna. Is that like astrology or something? Ooh. The abortion didn't work. Oh boy, she's really going full-blown Xbox Live here. Even dropping the racism. Oh my, this is outrageous. On TikTok? Oh, come on now. Good. This was a heated gamer message. Shit got crazy. She went fucking insano style. I wonder what the controversy was. Like, what sparked this message? Explain how I'm sucking up to Luna. Maybe like fanfic or something. Maybe, I don't know.
I love you no matter your sex, your gender, your sexuality, your faith, or your race.
Guess that didn't age well, cause this you at the bottom calling someone the hard ER, a word used to oppress black people. This is why I don't trust people with savior complexes, bro. I feel like it's always a second agenda behind what you do. If you say it's 2 to 3 years old, you were 20 years old when you said it. The other day, Addison was canceled for old BLM tweets from 2016. Let's see if everyone keeps the same energy. You're a role model to 10 million people, bro. I hope things get better, and I hope you educate.
How did she respond, I wonder?
There were a couple of comments in support of 1hr22m, however, as a whole, and understandably, the response was mostly negative. All these white people saying, it happened 4 years ago. Literally, it doesn't matter. She did it and needs to take responsibility. The hard ER, she's done. And at 1hr22m, you got caught in 4K. The best way that JS could have responded to this expose would have either been no response at all, or a short, cold...
Oh my god, she's in a Rolls Royce. Is this where she did her apology video? This is a Rolls Royce, right? They're the only ones that do this Starlight thing, right? So she was born rich? That's nuts. It's not a Royce? I thought they had a patent on this. We watched the whole video on the dog shit Rolls Royce does. I thought they had the literal patent on being able to do this in the interior of a car. Oh, it's a filter. Now I sound like an idiot. It's not a filter, it's a custom Mercedes. It's a custom Mercedes top. Okay, I see. Alright, maybe I'm misremembering the video, but I remember Rolls-Royce made a huge deal about their ability to put stars in the roof.
I'm not finished here yet.
Being the only ones allowed to do it. They had if I remember correctly, they have a full-time star guy. His whole job is putting stars that light up in the roof of Rolls-Royces. I'm pretty sure they must have some kind of patent or like a stranglehold on the technology. They have one designated Grandmaster Star Lord for their vehicles.
Or video. Alternatively, she could have thrown a real curveball and simply said, I'm not sorry, which would have actually
You're right, but she did this
it's 100 times harder than simply getting in front of the camera and blurting out some pre-written stupid script with the goal of suppressing the criticism in the short term. However, with a track record like 1hr22m, obviously she did none of these, and rather posted a long, emotionally charged, scripted, generic social media apology, which felt as though it was designed to trick the audience into coming away with a specific feeling, as is usually the case with these types of public apologies.
And there is no excuse, and there are no justifications for what I said, and you guys deserve better. And when I first saw the screenshots, I didn't even think that they were real, because I forgot how hateful and how angry of a person I used to be.
Another YouTuber slash TikToker by the name of Papa Gut, who spoke to JS on the phone prior to the apology, thought that the intentions were sincere and that the apology was simply delivered poorly.
I actually had a conversation, a private phone call conversation with JS about this situation. She seemed pretty sincere about how sorry she was. Again,
well,
like
I imagine she would be.
Mystic.
You literally hit us with a Playboy Cardi album. All that suspense just for it to be trash. The worst insult you could tell somebody was liking black people. Wow.
With the scandal being shared across every platform imaginable.
Was that in her apology video? Alright, let me just look at the apology video. Hold on, let's get caught up to speed here. Alright, I don't like not knowing exactly everything that's happened here. Well, no, I'm assuming it was longer. She had two, and Sunny was just showing clips. I'm assuming it's this one.
In my past, I said disgusting things to people, and I am so ashamed of myself for using racist rhetoric and derogatory language to hurt others.
Oh, it was in the message text. Oh, I thought it was in the video.
And I understood the power behind it, but
Gotcha, sorry.
It was the meanest thing that I could think of, and I am so sorry to everyone, but especially to those in the black community, because only you guys can forgive me for this. And there is no excuse, and there are no justifications for what I said, and you guys deserve better. And when I first saw the screenshots, I didn't even think that they were real, because I forgot how hateful and how angry of a person I used to be.
Why aren't you crying? And where's your dog?
I know that my words hurt people, and I know that my words have consequences.
Well, not really. The consequences were 4 million new followers, actually.
But I am so deeply
Seemed to walk away pretty strong.
for all the pain that I've caused.
as well as a Netflix podcast she'd been hosting by the name of Know It All.
Thanks to
At
10
Tinder,
subs,
this is
AJ.
what your walking
Thank you,
pad
man.
is saying. She has a Netflix
Appreciate that.
podcast. Everyone needs to tag at Netflix.
Netflix has cut ties with Jayus. Big dubs.
Only JS was clearly feeling the pressure and understandably wanted to make things right with her audience. So she'd end the apology by stating that she wanted to
share my platform with some amazing Black creators who are going to tell their story to try and educate others on the trauma that happens when we use this kind of language.
Which would eventually result in her
I'm not
and
finished here
American
yet.
content creator by the name of Aunt Karen agreeing to collaborate on Only JS's channel. In addition to this, 2 weeks after the apology, Only JS would go to the effort of posting a video talking about how she had read a book on anti-racism.
The first book that I decided to pick up was How to Be Anti-Racist by Dr. Ibram Kendi.
What?
And this will push readers that think that they're not racist into being something better.
To her credit, she did acknowledge that it was a grift in the title, stating,
What?
I know it might come off as performative talking about this at the end of Black
Alright,
History.
I'm just gonna hit you with a cold water. If you need to buy a book on how not to be racist, you've already failed. I think you're already too far gone. What the fuck? Hey guys, I just picked up this book on why murder isn't awesome, and it was a real eye-opener for me. Like, it made some points that I never even really stopped to consider. And I think if any of you are considering murder, you might want to check out this book. Like, it really might steer you in the other direction.
Month, but I'm trying to just educate myself and use my platform for good. However, her audience wasn't buying any of the lies. I bet after this video she just tossed the book like it's nothing. That seems like an amazing book for you, but I think you missed some pages. Maybe you missed a few chapters, read it again. But hey, at least she was still in the process of sharing her platform with some other Black content creators as she promised, right? Well, no.
So this message is for you, Only Jays, after your whole N-word debacle. Said you want to collaborate with me. We email, and suddenly you've dropped off the face of the earth. Are Black people just tokens for you to use when you're ready to play? If you were really truly sorry about what you said, you would not have lied and said you were going to do something you clearly aren't trying to do.
The TikTok essentially outlined that after agreeing to collaborate, Only JS would ghost this creator by the name of Aunt Karen
Jesus
once everyone had
Christ.
forgotten about the drama. Now, to Only JS's credit, Aunt Karen's call-out was even more pathetic than JS's original apology, because setting up a collaboration with another creator can be incredibly difficult. There's always problems relating to difference in content style, difference in schedule, difference in time zones, the problem of coming up with
Well,
a
then
video
don't
idea
say you're
that
gonna do
appeals
it.
to both audiences, what part of the script do
I
allocate
disagree
to
with
the
that
other
statement.
person, etc., etc.
I still think
Yet
JS
Aunt
is the
Karen's
worst one
argument
here.
in the call-out was, because Only JS ghosted me, she's therefore a racist.
Why not just be racist? Just say you're racist.
Now, maybe there was some racism involved in the decision, who knows? But it's still a lazy, low-hanging fruit argument designed to create drama out of the highly likely reality, being that collaborations are just incredibly difficult to set up successfully. In addition to this, a feature on Only JS's page with over 10 million followers is going to cost a brand probably hundreds of thousands of dollars, and despite Only JS offering one of these spots to Aunt Karen for free, Aunt Karen still seemed to narcissistically think that she was the one providing Only JS with the opportunity.
I really gave you an opportunity.
So I am sorry for basically ghosting you. I didn't mean to do that. I just have a very chaotic schedule and ADHD on top of it, so I genuinely just forgot. And it wasn't me trying to ignore you. You could have just hit me up again, but instead you decided to go public and try to add public pressure onto me, and that's not cool, so I don't want to collaborate.
Which once again received a response from Aunt Karen explaining that she had emailed
I cannot abandon my men.
You're gonna put it on me? In your voicemail, you said I should have emailed you again.
Viral
April 4th,
Nation?
I emailed you. How many times
That sounds like
do
a
you
scam.
expect me to message you, waiting on you to continuously ghost me?
Now, Only JS probably could have left it at that, and the drama would have been over within 4
Maybe
weeks.
some blue fire
However, as
too.
Papa God said most accurately,
For whatever reason, JS doesn't know how to just stop. Like when somebody criticizes JS responds. And that's the worst thing.
and in classic Only JS fashion, she'd post another emotionally charged response to the
Oh!
Today's episode of What Are People Mad at Me For Now? Not checking my emails in a timely manner. I was joking. Forgot to respond to an email from this creator that wanted to collab with me, and instead of just like hitting me up again, they made 7 videos about it. Can you please leave me the alone? Have a diet.
This is like a Chris Farley sketch.
That makes me forget things.
I couldn't check my email because I was living in a van down by the river.
For days, I procrastinate sleep.
We mentioned earlier that the more attention Only JS gave to each of these scandals, the more she'd be held accountable for increasingly petty incidents. Well, after this explosive response, the things that her audience would call her out on were taken to the absolute extreme. For example, she would post this video.
You can get your letters delivered for free without any postage if you just put where you want it to go on the return address instead of where it's actually supposed to go.
Which would get the post office activists involved with comments such as, yes, please encourage people to do activities that cause the already failing post office to lose more money. Or when she posted this
What a
video
strap.
saying nothing more than
Life
what
pro
she
tip.
did.
So I got my college degrees in math and computer science, which means that I was never really good at writing.
To receive comments such as, I thought you would have majored in saying slur sciences. However, it eventually got to the point where only JS couldn't even make jokes anymore without being cancelled. Seriously. On the 23rd of May 2021, only JS would post the following video.
If a service dog ever approaches you but they're alone, that means that their owner's in trouble and they probably can't move, so you should follow him, because you'll get a free wallet.
It was clearly a light-hearted joke, summed up in comments such as, she probably said the wallet thing to lighten the mood of something bad. Obviously, she wouldn't take a wallet,
Thanks to the
probably
reset,
knew that most
James.
people would. Bro, do people get this as a
glad you
joke?
get
Y'all
that,
are so
James.
sensitive. However, the rest of her audience simply saw yet another opportunity to put only JS through another period of hardship. Can't believe this is still up. It's obvious that it's a joke, but some people may still do it. It could start a trend. What you post on the internet reaches so many people, and some of those people
What
may
are you talking about? How often is a service dog going to be approaching people and lead them to someone who is injured? That surely can't be such a frequent occurrence that it could start a trend on TikTok. What in the fuck is going on over there? Like, it's not a good joke or anything. Like, it's just a pretty generic one. It's like something that your grandpa would send you in like an old email chain. But like, why are they pretending like it's somehow like a terrible thing? It's like, oh my god, someone might actually do this. I see a service dog like once every 6 months, maybe.
Inconsiderate or apathetic towards others and do something wrong as a joke that highly affects another person. Take some YouTube and TikTok prank channels for example.
When is it going to be enough to say only JS is not a good creator, should not be followed, and should not be listened to? My child, they are a service dog user. This is not a kind of joke you want to be putting out there. It's not funny to anybody who uses a service dog.
With all this in mind, the petition with over 400,000 signatures to have only JS banned is barely a surprise. She dug herself into a hole by displaying an inability to switch off from the audience after being involved in scandal after scandal after scandal. Sometimes criticism from the audience is genuine and can be spotted easily because it's worded in a constructive way, but a lot of the time, without them even realizing it, people write mean or critical things just to see if you're the type of person to crack, respond, or apologize, as has been the case throughout only JS's entire TikTok career. She's been tested over and over and over, yet has been unable to switch off and let things go whenever she's been put under pressure. As an end result, there's not only a
Seems like she's only done 2 apology videos. I thought it was gonna be a lot more. That was interesting. I never heard of any of that. Well, let's see how so she's gone up 4 million subscribers since this video. So she's doing pretty well on that front, or followers. So she's doing well there. Yeah, she's doing just fine on TikTok. I know she's big on YouTube too, so let's see how that's going. Yeah. Seems like everything's on the up and up.
Empty rooms filled with eyes that stare. This is where we belong. It was true, we were unaware. We would never move on. So take me now. No more lying around. We've lost what we found. This is how it all goes. This is how it all goes.
No, I didn't watch the new Hogwarts Legacy trailer, but I saw a lot of people talking about it. I'll check this out real quick. I'm not gonna watch the whole thing, unless it's fucking amazing. So is this an MMO or what is it? I don't really know too much about the project. I know it's been in development for like 20 years.
Welcome to Hogwarts Legacy.
Single-player RPG.
You're a new student at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry with a unique ability to manipulate powerful ancient magic hidden in the wizarding world. You'll need to uncover what's behind the return of this forgotten magic and who is seeking to harness it to destroy wizard kind, as you may be the one that decides the fate of the entire wizarding world.
Swift in the
Gryffindor,
This is so
Hufflepuff,
adorable.
Ravenclaw, or Slytherin. After you settle into your dormitory, you will meet up with your housemates in the Commerce, Defense Against the Dark Arts, Herbology, and
So it's like a
Potions classes,
actual
to name a
school
few.
simulator. Fuck, that sounds miserable. I don't miss school at all.
Crucial year in
Oh,
your
it's like
education
Bully.
on the art of child work, but I am confident
I love
you will
Bully.
take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge.
Now they do parcel tongue. Fuck them up.
You may begin.
Trash. Wow, this guy's getting wrecked. What the fuck? Did you just go AFK?
Potions is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school.
Here you'll meet your professors and learn to cast spells, grow magical plants, brew potions, and more. In between classes, you'll be able to explore the castle famous for its secrets.
So far, this doesn't really look
You'll
like a game
discover
I'd really
dungeons
like.
and secret passageways.
I'm not like the biggest Harry Potter fan. I mean, I think it's kind of like the movies are kind of
As well as challenging puzzles that will require
love them.
magical skill and a clever mind to solve.
This feels like a game they'd have in like the waiting line at Universal Studios
It's
Harry
the late
Potter World.
1800s, so while the common rooms and classes may be familiar, most of your professors will not be. However, you may recognize a few faces.
Nearly headless Nick.
Join the headless hunt. I'll be right there with them. This offering is sure to win them over.
Don't forget why I'm here, sir.
Sparrow.
Opportunities for adventure abound in the area surrounding Hogwarts. The magical abilities you learn to master through your schoolwork will soon become tested as you unravel a dangerous mystery.
So
by
what is the
working
gameplay
alongside
loop?
the accomplished and yet
I just go to
Professor
class
Fig to
and
try and
explore.
discover if the rumors of a mounting goblin rebellion hold any weight, and
Oh,
if
wow.
the
The
safety
main
of
enemy's
Hogwarts
goblins?
lies in the balance.
I have opinions differ as to how great a threat he really is.
Ranrock's loyalists are capable of so
No,
much
visually the
more
game
than
looks
people
cool.
realize.
The wizarding
Visuals
world of
look
this
nice.
era is fraught with dangers. Creatures
Oh, here we
corrupted by a
go.
magical force, powerful goblins, and sinister witches and wizards, all willing to fight, even kill, to achieve their own goals.
I mean, for Harry Potter fans, this looks amazing. This is such a long trailer. Yeah, it's like 14 minutes. I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. Like I said, Harry Potter movies are fun, but it's not like I'm a Harry Potter fanatic. I'll play it. I play every new game.
Counterattack
Well,
with
that guy's just
powerful
straight up
stunning
dead.
charms, allowing you to follow up with extended spell combinations. Slam with Descendo.
Nice.
Roast with Incendio. Devastate your enemies using various finishes. You can even use the
Jesus.
mysterious, powerful magic your professors do not understand to obliterate
Man,
your
fuck that
strongest
goblin in
foes.
particular, I guess.
Mixing and matching dozens of spells will let you define your combat style.
I mean, it looks fine. I'm gonna give it a try when it comes out. But again, I'm not like a massive. Maybe I won't appreciate the classroom simulator aspect. Gameplay looks pretty fun. Yeah, we'll watch these two in a minute. There was one more I wanted to see and I forgot. Oh yeah, the Kenobi trailer. I don't think I've seen the trailer. I just saw a lot of people talking about it and sharing clips. More sand, let's go. It really does feel like they just have one set. And it really gets a workout.
Stay hidden.
I used to be such a huge Ewan McGregor fan until I read a fucking Reddit post about his like traveling on motorcycle series, where in like the recent episode, his wife really wasn't a part of it because he left his wife for a younger woman, just abandoned his whole family for new pussy. Made me so sad because I loved Ewan.
The Jedi code is like an itch. He cannot help it.
Well, at least there's more than sand. I'll take that. What were those guys called? They were in Fallen Order, right? What, that he left his wife and family for a younger woman that he cheated on his wife with? How is that me being an edgelord? What are you talking about? That's just what happened. What do you mean? Also, that trailer is kind of nice. Look it up yourself, man. I'm not just being an edgelord. What was his motorcycle series called? You didn't say Cheated first time? Okay. Maybe I'm misremembering, but either way, he left his wife for another woman because she was younger and hotter. They met on a movie set. What the fuck was that motorcycle series called? He's dating the woman from Birds of Prey. Yeah, Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Ramona Flowers. So he left his family for her. I remember that. But he made, I don't remember the whole story now since it's been about a year, but he had this motorcycle series where he'd travel like some remote areas on motorcycle, and it was like really profound stuff. And then they brought it back recently, and I can't remember if his wife wasn't there or only there in limited capacity. So I read why she wasn't on Reddit, and it was because he left his whole family for her, just to like be with her. Is that what it was called? Long Way Around? That might have been it. I'm pretty sure she also cheated. Yeah, I don't remember the whole story now. I just remember that and I was like, damn, that sucks. It was a really cool series. So I didn't watch the last one. Your source is Reddit? I mean, what do you mean? It's not like it's a secret. He left his wife and went right to her. It's not like it's just some kind of well-kept, only talked about in hush whispers thing. Oh my god, another motorhome? We toured the most futuristic There must be some crazy motorhome collectors out there, or enthusiasts out there. Alright, last motorhome though. I'm only doing 2.
What's up everybody? It's now, this model starts around 1 million euros, and the particular
oh, it's
motorhome
cheap
right
compared to the last
all
one.
the upgrades goes for 1,070,000 euros.
They're giving it away.
Which is around $1,250,000.
Where am I gonna put my supercar? It at least looks more futuristic. Looks like a truck.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna start our tour on the exterior, walk around the entire vehicle.
Looks prime Scorpio.
Then we're gonna take you guys inside. First thing I want to mention, this motorhome is built on a Mercedes Actros chassis. You have a 12.8-liter engine V12.
I don't care about any of that.
530 horsepower. And
They could
check
get
this out,
0
Mikey.
horsepower. I
This
don't care, man.
vehicle
I just want to
miles
see if
per
it can
gallon, even
do
though
some cool
it
shit.
weighs. I love the contemporary lines. It's just the motorhome looks so modern and elegant, and we're used to seeing.
It actually looks
motorhomes that are
really
a little bit more,
minimal.
let's say old school, but this is not.
It's like
the case
half the
here. Check this
textures
out.
haven't loaded.
It's so elevated from the ground. Look at the passenger side, and below here, Mikey, we have your hydraulic pumps, and right next to that is your split air conditioning unit for the entire motorhome. Super cool.
Very
Now,
cool
right
indeed,
in the
yes.
center, we have this lit up staircase that leads you to the inside. Push of a button, you can actually close the staircase. The motorhome, we have 4 solar panels.
Oh
each
my
producing
god!
320
It's
watts.
green!
So in total, you get 1,320 watts. And right here, Mikey, you have 200 amp each. In total, 800 amp. Now, Mikey,
Those are
ready?
people that are able to
Here's
afford
another
this
cool
are old
detail I wanna
hacks. How are
point
they gonna
out.
climb
When
that
you
steep
close this panel
staircase?
here, there's a nice cutout
Yeah, I
for
don't
your
know, man.
keypad, and I cannot show you guys.
Look
this
how
code,
cool
but
that is. So futuristic. And then it enters into self-destruct mode.
Sleek. It is super sleek, right? There you go. Now, Mikey, 2 more details here. Number 1, it really sticks out far. Exactly, and another cool detail. I know too much about this RV now. When the wind gets up to 39 kilometers an hour, it automatically closes up since it doesn't have any supporting legs. Wow. Super unique, right? Yeah. Now, speaking of unique, this is amazing.
It's so weak that it's built in with a
Has a
coward
small garage
system.
where you can park your
We can't
smart
handle any faster winds than this. We're going back
incredible.
in.
It's also branded with the same colored theme like the rest of the motorhome. And it's amazing the fact that you can actually bring your own personal car wherever you travel.
That's
Thanks for
always
the
been like my
resub,
biggest problem with
Aries and
RVs
Coom.
in general, because like usually you're out in like national parks or something, and it's like sometimes you want to drive on a dirt road, but you can't take these big cars.
Or go to grocery shopping.
Exactly, yeah.
And in this case, this motorhome comes with this smart car here as well. And they have a tow hook here. And
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, like how do you get out? Because once you park
just
it
like
in there,
that,
you'd be
you pull the
trapped.
car
Be your
inside
tomb.
and close this hydraulic door.
Okay, so they have a tow hook.
Amazing, right?
They
Now,
thought of
Mikey,
everything.
Let's wrap around and continue. And if we follow this way, Mikey,
Can
we
it
have
fly?
extra storage compartments.
I
and
wish.
down below is your 408 kilowatt generator. Every time you need the generator, it turns on automatically. So you don't have to shift the button or turn a switch on. It's just automatically wired that way.
Pretty cool. It's an American import also.
That's right.
Oh,
Now, Mikey,
yeah.
this is the second
America,
door where
baby.
It opens up to the storage unit that we showed earlier.
made it.
Above that is your secondary slide out. Overall, I love the exterior design. The whole motorhome looks so
All
contemporary.
right, let's see the
elegant.
inside. Come
It
on.
has a young vibe to it.
Let's go,
You have a
Ennis.
Mercedes-
Mhm.
You can see the latches, they're heavy duty. And I'll meet you guys inside.
We'll see you inside, Ennis. Be careful. I'll take the ladder over there. Hopefully they don't fall and eat
go
shit.
Straight into the living room area. Now the interior of this motorhome is stunning. In fact, Denbel uses an interior design firm that specializes.
The inside looks
in
kind of
yacht
fucking
design.
cool.
And their eye for beautiful finishes.
Yes, this
wood-clad
looks kinda
details
cool.
Really shows, and even the ceilings are covered with this exquisite material, mood lighting throughout.
Well, what material is it? Is it adamantium? Is it plastic? Like, what the fuck are we talking about, Ennis?
That way you get a nice air distribution throughout the space. Now, I want to cover this section here. This is your living room seating area. You have a built-in seating here with mood lighting underneath, and this is your first slide out, Mikey. You even have some upper cabinets here.
Imagine crashing one of these.
It's just a cozy area for
Yeah, imagine
to
if you
sit
crash
down
something
and
this
watch your
expensive, it
TV,
just kind of
since it's on
bursts into like
perfect
actual money, like
now,
dollar
in
bills
front
fly
the
out of it.
seating area, we also adjust it, turn it this way, and have it as a dining table as well. On top of that,
Oh wow.
you can
Oh,
lower it
shit.
and raise it if you want.
A lot of interesting features in this thing.
Correct. Now, I also forgot to mention this. We have a skylight right in the center, bringing
Is it tier 1 diva?
space. They have built-in blackout shades also as well. Amazing space. Now let's continue our tour. We have these two chairs currently turned this direction to your seating area, and obviously when
Damn,
you're
this
cruising,
they've got
you
like
have
the
it turned
rumble
other way
pack on
around.
them.
But more
Look at the
importantly,
hydraulic system on those bad boys.
I'm gonna lower it tiny bit. There you go. Normally you would have these chairs leaning back, so you can actually lower this queen size bed all the way down here, and that's your additional sleeping area.
Nice.
Pretty cool. So at least 4 people can.
You
sleep
could
in
crush someone with that if you wanted to.
And this section is now, Mikey. Let's check out the cockpit.
Let's do it.
All right. As we go in here, it's super spacious, and I gotta
Oh,
say,
it is
the
spacious.
cockpit of this motorhome is truly stunning. You have so much space here, and visibility is great. I'm currently sitting in the driver's seat, and my dashboard here with 2 built-in screens. It looks like I'm driving a really nice Mercedes SUV. Visibility is great. I don't know. Like, I'm so impressed with this motorhome.
Yeah.
I wish there was one video where Ennis just goes into it and he's like, oh my god,
area,
this
and
thing
right across
sucks.
from the
It's a piece of
seating setup,
shit.
We have the
I
kitchen,
hate this.
super
This is made of
modern.
Corian,
We
it
have glass
sucks.
cabinetry
There's a
throughout,
vibranium
glass
sink,
countertops,
trash.
And right here we have the Miele induction cooktop. Above that you have your tucked-in kitchen vent. And here we have a nice LED channel lighting for the entire kitchen. Down below the induction cooktop we have a Miele oven. And ready? Dishwasher drawer.
Woo!
I feel like that's not common to see.
You said that in the last one, Mikey. You said that literally one video ago.
Yeah, made by Denbel. Now let's check out more cabinets. Down below the sink, we have additional cabinetry here.
Don't
Everything's
care.
Nicely compartmentalized, and they even utilize space.
Does it have an
like this one.
automated defense
Great.
system?
We're back at the entry now. This is your main door, and right next to that, we have an additional door opening up the small closet space where you have your control for your AC, generator, and this
Wow.
screen right here controls the entire motorhome. You can use it for your slide outs, awning system, doors, exteriors. You can control anything from here. First door on my right hand side goes into your bathroom.
Yep, I
Now,
see the
like
shitter.
rest of the motorhome, this bathroom here
Very
has some of those yacht
cramped.
finishes with the curved walls, LED lit mirror, chrome details here with your faucet, nice bowl sink. This toilet right here, Mikey, is also heated. It's
Bidet.
motorized. I mean,
Bidet.
this is incredible. You have a LED
Okay,
lit
I'm out.
mirror
No
here for
bidet.
your makeup or when you get ready. Is your walk-in shower with a massive rain head.
No
above.
stars?
Even your shower head is actually
No stars on the ceiling. Are you
It's not
kidding me?
small in there either. Go
Is
inside.
this a joke?
Behind that, we have the grill for the radiator, nicely hidden.
This
behind
wasn't
this
nearly
wood
as
paneling.
futuristic as I
Yeah, it's
thought it
really
would
nice.
be.
You mentioned it was looked like a yacht, but it reminds me of Bintador, a tankaway yacht we put on the channel a while back.
Exactly.
Thanks, you
Same
Jack.
detail.
Italian yachts, but if you haven't seen it, go check out that video.
Make sure to check it out.
Damn, it drives so smooth. It's
So
like
we
it's
just
not
took
even
this
moving.
motorhome for a ride, and I gotta say, it drove so smoothly. What's up,
Clickbaited.
everybody?
Wasn't
It's-
futuristic. Didn't even see any kind of hollow programs or anything. CoffeeZilla new video. Ooh, that's like a 6-part video. I actually know all about that. So I don't think this is illegal, right? Oh, it is. It's very illegal. What the fuck do you mean? All right, I'm down to do 50 minutes on this. Now I'm pretty invested. Needs to be some quantum.
This house is sponsored by a company called like 1hr or some shit. I haven't paid rent at all, but I could do. And if you guys could literally help me come up with giveaways, like challenges and like last person to blah 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 gets blah 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 blah. Like I could literally promote how I want to do it, how we want to do it. You guys can help me decide. Like, hey, you should do a
Big
giveaway
Hoss,
where you do
Appealing
this.
Anime, and
They're actually
Fraggle.
really cool dudes, bro. and they're just like me. Like they own Rubet, they own that site, right?
In fact, you know, if I'm not mistaken, those
Nah,
look
they're
like
different.
the same watch. But in the first clip, he nods to the idea of Rubet, you know? But in the second clip, he just blatantly said Alfonso. So this
I've tried
honestly,
cranking
he
up as
keeps
much as I
messing up
can.
the names. Listen to this whole clip here, and you'll
Maybe
hear it for
5
yourself.
gigabits
He
straight.
keeps
Jesus,
using
man.
the
Thank
name
you.
Alan, and then like
Thank you,
literally
Trey.
5 seconds later, Rubet gets mentioned.
I got ripped off extremely.
What'd you pay? 30?
No. We don't even want to talk about it.
What does Steve will do it
I
do?
got ripped off extremely.
Seems like he
My
just
buddy, where's my
complains about spending money
my friend,
while
Alan,
spending
he saw
money.
yesterday, he gifted me this. I won't ever wear that because
Yeah.
I got ripped off and I hate it.
He just drinks?
Whenever I found out I did.
You paid over 30.
Yeah.
I've watched Nelk before, but I don't think I've
I
ever
already told
seen
you this.
Steve will do it.
That's what I'm saying.
At least I don't remember him.
I paid 60.
Oh, this one's super nice.
But so my buddy gifted me
Rubet.
I really do want to hear these videos. We want to provide the most sides of the audience that we actually can, okay? We want to give you the most facts that you can deal with to make a conclusion for yourself. There's no real gain for
That's
us
no
to
fun.
paint
Tell me what to
into a
think.
specific way. So if Wizza has something to say, I'll definitely make sure to reflect it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I asked Wizza about the Allen connection, and in an actual DM with us, the CEO, in fact, if you can look here, the actual person claims that they are the CEO and an owner. I have full authority to speak on the behalf of my company and our entire team. So in this message to me, they actually said, I've seen the theory circulating on Reddit and YouTube. Allen seems to be the center of attention and is the obvious connection between the two companies. However, that's nothing out of the ordinary, since he does work on both companies, quite obviously on influencer relationships. So it's interesting that we actually have this mention. So Allen is, I guess, confirmed to be close to Wizza, at least in terms of influencer relationships. Rubet is actually a website that operates under the government of Curacao, using a master license of gaming services provider NV8048/Jazz. Now, if Rubet sounds familiar, it's because I've already covered it in a video before, when I looked into the gambling epidemic that sort of peaked a couple months back. Now, Rubet, you may have actually heard of being used by large streamers, in fact, Twitch's largest streamer as far as I know. You may have seen Aiden Ross,
Logan Paul's friend,
FaZe Banks, Rice Gum, and various members of Nelk, and again, Steve will do it. You might have even seen famous police informant, rapper Tekashi69 gambling online on Rubet with our good friend Steve will do it. So
this looks like a lot of fun.
Choice for some of the
You get
LA
to
crowd
flip
out there.
kangaroo
Now,
tiles.
if you go to YouTube and type in the words Rubet, you can actually straight up see that, yeah, it's probably one of the most popular. Can you make money Rubet betting? I don't know. Here you got a Fillion video, which is a pretty solid banger as far as I've seen. You've got I tested guaranteed cash profits. There's no guarantees in a casino unless you're really
I tested guaranteed cash profit. Good man, he's playing the game.
The dark side of Rubet. The creepy online game needs to be stopped. We'll get to all that later on, Buck. Now, if we actually use our good old Wayback Machine, you can see that we're on Rubet.com. This is the site right now. Now, through Wayback Machine, we're actually able to go to Rubet.com as it appeared in the year 2020. In fact, we can go even further. Well, 2021 won't load, but 2020 loads just fine. Now, on the current site at the moment, if you scroll all the way bottom, you'll notice that Rubet.com is a brand new Raw Entertainment BV, registration number 1572005. And of course, they are licensed underneath in Curacao with 8048/Jazz. In Curacao, there are basically 4 licenses that grant sub-licenses.
I don't even know where Curacao is in the world. I've never heard of it. Sounds like something from Star Wars.
It's basically a giant mess over there that's going through some level of a restructuring. It says the seal validation page has expired since it was generated on October 2nd, 2021. So currently, at the time of filming, it's October the 4th. I also want to just quickly update this by going back to...
Well, let's just fucking gamble. Mudahar should see what the odds are, too. Thoroughly evaluate each scam.
So you finally get this, like, validator once again that I didn't see any time that I was recording, and their license does actually appear to be valid. So, good job on that.
Exit Prime,
again, this is
Floroni,
kind
and
of
the
the
resub
basic
fridge.
shit you have to deal with when you're working with an offshore casino, okay? Because when you're dealing with any offshore casino, especially one where the influencers are, a good chunk of them based in the United States, catering to American players who probably are firing up VPNs just to use the service, that becomes a bit of a problem, okay? Because it's offshore,
Nicholas and give some
because
random
you're
dude.
using a VPN and you're violating whatever TOS that they have, if you look directly into their terms of services, by using VPNs, you warrant not to use any form of VPN or other methods or program to hide your IP or state of origin unless you went through full ID and address verification as described.
Well, what does
in
this all
KYC
mean with
AML
Steve? He
policy.
can't read.
So again, if you don't live in the United
So
States,
how
and
does
you're
this
giving
apply
them
to
money,
him?
and they find out, and suddenly they have to give you $100 grand back if you ever won it, you may not ever see that money, because congratulations, you're not supposed to be playing in this casino.
Is it Prime
So again,
Baird?
it becomes a bit of an issue. Now, Curacao, being in the Dutch Caribbean, is basically a constituent country of the Netherlands. And the Netherlands is currently dealing with actually fixing some of these issues right now. So sites like
nice,
Roobet
just in time.
may actually have difficulty operating in Curacao in the next coming year or two. Because right now, because of the pandemic and aid packages being offered through, for instance, if you're reading on casino.org right now, which is the world's online gaming authority, they're straight up telling you Rogue Online Gaming Hub Curacao vows to clean up its act in return for COVID-19 rescue packages. Curaçao's days as a haven for shady online gaming sites.
What a cool thing to be known for.
A financial bailout package from the Dutch government.
Like an
this
actual
month
hub
comes
for
with conditions.
scams.
The island has been told to clean up its act. And here they're talking about the 4 master licenses, where one of the actual quotes right here is sub-licenses are relatively inexpensive and quick to easy and acquire. Once an operator is up and running, taxes are low, regulatory oversight is almost non-existent, and operators are free to target whichever markets they wish. If you go and try to get a Curacao gaming license, there are plenty of people out there willing to assist.
Wait, I can actually just apply for one?
That'll help you get that license. Again, it costs a certain amount of money for sure, but whatever you're
not a bad
paying is
idea.
definitely negligible in comparison to the money you'd be raking in operating a very successful casino. Now, we looked at Roobet's KYC clause, okay? If you are playing from like some major countries that they have banned, don't expect to get
Start
your
up a
money during
good
KYC
crypto
phases.
scam to
Now,
fund moist
understand,
esports.
I've actually done some test gambling. I've degenerated myself a little bit for this video right here. I
let's
went over here
go!
to the site and put in some money. If you click on the history for my account, you can see that at
Mudahar
times,
makes
I
millions of
deposited
dollars.
$17. This is a Bitcoin deposit.
Deletes the
Then I
video.
put $60 of Ethereum in, and then $20 of Ethereum. All in all, I put in less than about $100, but I actually used some of the slots. So I played Rubonanza and Tome of Madness, where I lost $1.60, another $1.60, but then I made $10 almost. And then I lost 20 cents on a Rubonanza and another 20 cents. So I guess, in a way, I must have made some money. Again, transaction fees be damned, right? Ladies and gentlemen, this is important. Now, it's clear that there are sponsorships being tossed around. And obviously, when you're sponsored, you get given some compensation, okay? That's just generally how a sponsorship works. You make money. Now, what comes...
You could just not do it, though, for a crypto casino, right? Like, what are they going to do? Sue you?
So
They're running an illegal
okay,
casino.
Aiden Ross, who's an individual that actually ended up leaking how much money they were making throughout this entire deal. It actually made the news. It was on Dexerto and a lot of, like, internet sites out there. Yeah, right here from a stream clip, our buddy Aiden Ross was
Yeah, I
speaking
remember
with
this one.
DualBits, another online casino, right? In fact, you can look at DualBits right now. Here's DualBits. Bam, bam. Here, crypto casino. This is not a new concept. Everyone's running these operations. But if you look into here, they offered me a bag. I offered you guys nearly 2M, that's million buckos, a month.
What a deal. What a
do the
deal.
math, kids, that's a lot of money per year. I need dick. You offered 1.4 and didn't want to cover expenses. Imagine making over 7 figures and still needing the expenses covered. Jesus Christ. What kind of expenses? Let's try to figure that out. Roobet covering expenses. Plus we get referral code money. We are getting more. Sorry, bro. Maybe we can work again someday. Sad face. You kept all your referral code money as a group, lol. I offered 1.6. So yeah, they're making somewhere
I do remember when
$1
that
to $2
leaked.
million. If I told you, hey guys, this whiskey is thebomb.com. I drink it every night. And I'm drinking whiskey on live streams every night, plugging in a code. Okay?
I'd have to buy that whiskey.
Code wasted.
If it's good enough for Mudahar, it's good enough for me.
Find out I'm not drinking whiskey. I'm
No.
chugging apple juice. Okay, I'm chugging some good old appy juice. Well, at that point, it becomes unethical because I'm promoting a destructive product to you, an addictive product, and I'm also not harming my own health. In fact, if anything,
He's a
my
prime
viewers
golfer
are
and
then
Lenny.
buying the product, I'm making the money, and your health is being harmed. It'd be
And
one thing if
Suzuki.
I was getting wasted as well. That'd be fine and dandy, okay? Then the ethical nature wouldn't be as damning. But I find it really hard with all this money being thrown at the actual streamer
and them losing some of this money, that they aren't coming out somewhere on top. At the end of the day, streaming is a business, okay? If anything, if you are actually down, you should get out of it and stop promoting it to your audience. Because if you're given this much of a leg up in gambling and you're still down, imagine what the viewers are going through. So
if you're that down after such help, you're just not good at it. Gambling's free money, baby. It's all about skill. Gotta finesse those slot machines.
Maybe have actually
Blow 'em a little
put some
kiss.
of their own money in.
Tell them to stop being so
I showed
naughty.
you earlier how I gambled. I threw money into Rubens. So let me show you how an actual normal transaction looks like. Let's say that you were to go to Rubens. Well, if you put Bitcoin into Ruben, I'm going to use a tool called Explorer by Crystal Blockchain to show you a transaction. So
We have the worst audio levels on this site, dude. You're 1,000 times louder than every video.
That people put money into.
I don't know what you want me to do about that, man.
And that's pretty much how it works. So I put in that amount of Bitcoin into
Some videos
this
are
account.
quieter than
This
others.
account then sends that Bitcoin
Is what it is.
to this 3QTU. Now, this 3QTU has 443,000 transactions. If you look at the owner according to Crystal Blockchain, it's Ruben. If you look at my intermediary wallet
Eyes of
and you
Isaiah?
check its owner, it's Ruben. So my money
Get a
goes
volume
to the
extension?
intermediary
Cool,
wallet,
check
which
this
then
out.
credits my
Let me
account
throw on my
with
volume
that much
extension.
BTC you're seeing, and then a couple days later, it then
Huge.
sends that
Now
money
it's better.
to the big giant Rubet wallet. So you understand, and if you look at the amount of money, that's 11,609 Bitcoin just sitting in there, and it constantly gets received and then sent. Right now, according to the last time this was checked, it has around 40 Bitcoin. How much is 40 Bitcoin? Well, let's do the quick math. That's how much is sitting in the hot wallet. $1.8 million. Okay, almost 1.9 million. Okay, 1.9 million. All right, let's just round it up. That's how much money is sitting in the account. All right, you understand that? That's not chump change. Now again,
It is to
there's also
Aiden Ross.
addresses
That's
for
a
Ethereum
monthly
and
deposit.
Litecoin, where the real difference is
That's some
for
weak
Bitcoin,
shit.
I can request new address now with 986,000 transactions. In fact, these are all dependent transactions right now.
So the house is losing.
People are requesting money out of Rubet, so it's very active. And here's me again putting money later into Rubet. You can actually see that according to the
Here's the
actual
resub man
hours,
saying-
I put in money earlier that day, then a few hours later, I gave money to good old Rubet. And you can actually see this reflected in my account history. So all of my deposits in this case,
I think he's just proving that
Rubet
Rubet functions
and then a few
and
hours
explaining
later,
how
I
it
put in more
works.
Ethereum,
Not
just to
necessarily
get
that
more
it's a big
normal.
scam yet.
Now again, I'm just telling you this is what an account looks like. When you go to the Ethereum intermediary
resub
wallet, I
Ducky?
put money into it, and then almost about a day later, Rubet then takes money from that Ethereum intermediary wallet and then sends it to the Rubet hot
Here's your
wallet.
resub floppy.
So it's all a cyclical thing, okay? The Rubet hot wallet
It's not really a big
contains the
scam?
Ethereum
Fuck you
for
talking
all,
about?
okay? It puts an Ethereum there from these intermediary
Here's your
wallets,
resub
and it gives from the
Spartalorian.
Rubet hot wallet when people want to take their money out of Rubet onto their own wallets. That's how the whole chain works. Now to understand, I just doxed my Ethereum account for Rubet. Okay, so now everyone in the world can go to those addresses and confirm exactly what I'm doing with the money.
And they
okay?
can send you money.
If I send 130
Pretty
bucks
good-
worth of
that was a
Ethereum
pretty
to
good
another
idea.
account, you will know what account I'm sending money to.
Just
by
toss you
the
some Ethereum.
blockchain. It's all verified. It's all out
Rubet
there.
can tip
it's
you
all
now?
recorded forever. Now, it's one thing to just speculate and throw all this stuff around. It's another thing to get lucky. See, in this case, how it worked is, as I showed you my Bitcoin wallet address, I doxed myself. These things are actually pretty ironclad and anonymous, provided the user doesn't just happen to give it out somewhere. Now, you can imagine when you're streaming for hours on end, you're probably going to end up giving up an address that you probably shouldn't in the grand scheme of things to a bunch of people investigating over the internet. So, for instance, we had to watch a few hours of Aiden Ross. And
rough.
various other streamers
Jesus
like
Christ.
the Nelk Boys. Trust me, it was a
Goddamn.
truly mentally taxing experience. But we got lucky,
You have fun?
because in 1 hour and 48 minutes of this one random stream that was done on 06, 24, 2021,
Aiden Ross is such a
where you had
fucking
Hammy Baby,
liability.
Banks, Rice Scum, and more, and more, you actually found out that he leaked his Bitcoin deposit address, so his Bitcoin intermediary wallet. Now, it's a pretty low quality over there, but we ended up, basically using our big brains, and we ended up finding out that it was 1D153RGEG. So copy that into blockchain history, and boy, get ready to watch this fucking wild beast. Boys and girls out there, I'm going to Control V this good old address in. Now, of course, it says there are 2 blockchains with your result.
Thanks for your
Now,
sub, Mark.
trust me, this is not something where, you can just accidentally put anything out. It's both ways.
Oh, I'm
Dude,
ready.
Aiden Ross didn't put a fucking dime of his money into that Bitcoin wallet address. So, boys and girls, let's go back. How much money does fucking Aiden Ross have in the account? $300,000. For those of you who want to quantify that in a stupid car purchase, that's the price of 2 Lamborghinis, okay? If you buy right. Ladies and gentlemen, where did he
Not
put the money?
bad.
This guy was just straight up given $300K. Now, that's not the wildest thing. On the Aiden account, this is the Aiden account. Unless he requested a new Bitcoin address, Aiden never put in a dime of his own money to gamble. Is it really gambling? Is it really high-stakes gambling?
Yeah, you can just cash out that $300K and be like,
your
fuck
money
it.
to begin with? No, it's not. To reiterate, this is my Bitcoin wallet, okay? So you can see right here that I threw it into an actual intermediary wallet for me on Roobet, and then it went to Roobet a while later. So I actually put my money in, but when I look at the Bitcoin wallet for Aiden in this case, there is literally 0 transactions that have ever happened. So again, unless you're requesting new addresses or something, we clearly see that there is no transactional history, at least from Aiden. So it's all happening in the back end. Now, it's not
You know
just
who cares
Aiden
the
that
least
did
about
this.
all
Some of the
this?
Nelk boys, for
Aiden
instance,
Ross
Kyle,
fans.
one of the big Nelk boys out there.
He openly says he
ended up,
scams them, and they just like
actually
cheer it
leaking
on,
out
like,
his
yeah,
own
you
address.
did,
So here
you
we
got
got
us.
him, right now on day 10.
Still interesting
where he
to
was
learn
doing
about, though.
high stakes gambling. Oh yeah. Okay, let's hit play on this one. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we just watch this, all right, and go a little bit further, he clicks the deposit key. Now go frame by frame. Bam! Look at that wallet address. Again, translating it from this gibberish of 360p has its own special merit. So again, if you take that address and you go into the blockchain
Another
Explorer
fucking fat
buckos,
one.
and
Thank
again, I
you,
want to tell
Dookie.
you, okay, if you go in here and
Thank
you just
you,
change
man.
random
Goddamn.
words around,
What
this
in
has been
tarnation?
transacted 0 times. This has been transacted 0 times. Is it really gambling if you haven't fucking put in money? But Murder, does he have any money in Bitcoin in there? Oh yeah, around $90,000 worth of Bitcoin is sitting in the account. You can compare it by the fucking symbols too. Yeah, unless they're requesting new addresses. Look, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, all right? But I'm not seeing any transactions.
I can
So,
assure you,
what?
Steve wasn't requesting new
What?
addresses.
Now,
He
ladies and
literally
gentlemen,
can't read.
wondering, oh, but Muda, how are they
He doesn't know what that
$1,000?
button says.
Well, I mean, sponsorships are sponsorships, right? But I think the real big concern that I'm kind of having is when they're pushing their codes, all right? You'll always see it in their video, okay? They're always pushing some code. Use code FULLSEND.
Is
Or
it
at
tier
least
1
in
gelato?
Aiden Ross's case, it's use code FAM, all right? Now, if you go to good old Roobets, for instance, they do have an affiliate program, okay? So if you go to your account right here, you can click on affiliate, and they do actually have a referral link. But the commission, if you look at Roobet's own website, is all about this. Affiliates receive a commission of 5% of the mathematical house edge on all of their referrals wagers, with that percentage increasing as the referrer climbs the tiers. Each player starts at 5%. It increases by 1%, maxing out to 15%. The tiers are climbed
At
by
least
that
Steve gives the
referring
money
additional
away
players.
sometimes.
So the more people you get into Roobets,
Yeah, he
the more
scams
you're
me, but he
making
also
on
gave the money to one of
mathematical
his friends
house
once,
edge
so that
of
was
all of their
cool.
wagers. So if they're losing,
Why are you trying to find a
money,
bright side,
if
man?
they're wagering, you're
He's fucking you in the mouth.
off of the fans
Like, what do you
bring
mean?
in. So you're not spending your own money, it seems, at least from the Bitcoin transactions or lack thereof that we've seen. But then all of a sudden, your fans are coming in, pouring $100 here, $1,000 there. If they're getting really degenerate, tens of thousands of dollars, but you're comfortable making the bag, and then making a further cream on top of your fans losing some of their money. Now, that doesn't mean sometimes you don't come across the third
I
scenario.
need to go
Somebody
pee.
has a connection.
I don't find this bad at all. Cucklord Andy. Well, that checks out. Your chat history, you've only said 9 things. 4 of them were spamming PogChamp, and then the other 5 are saying, it's honestly not a big deal, it's not bad, oh well, and I don't find this bad. Yeah, I mean, that sounds about right. Hey man, I have no problem with it either. People are begging to be scammed by influencers. They're just giving them what they want. It's very interesting to learn about. It's not like it's going to outrage me. Like I said, people literally beg to get scammed. And then when they get scammed, they're like totally fine with it. It's crazy. As evident from that guy. I'm going to go pee now though, so I'll be right back. Oh, this is a pretty crazy account. You have only ever said 18 things in this chat, and they're all about Aiden Ross for the last 6 months. I barely even talk about Aiden Ross. I've only mentioned him like twice in my life. I don't really have a problem with the guy. I don't watch his shit. but almost all of your comments came tonight saying Aiden doesn't know what he's doing. He's just got a lot of bad influence around him. What are you, like his mom? How is it a scam? It's just promoting gambling like any other gambling promotion. You said that 5 times. Well, it's her fault. What's she doing breaking the rules? I don't know what that's in reference to. He already said he gets fills. He already said he gets fills. Aiden said he already gets fills, and it isn't his money, so it's not exposing anything. See what I'm saying? People literally love getting scammed. Like, they actually welcome it. That's why I'm not mad about it. They are providing a service that people are begging for. People are obsessed with internet celebrities, and they don't care if they're getting used. At the end of the day, he gets to spam W in the Aiden Ross chat and feel like he's part of a family. So of course they're going to come here and defend him. Like, on everything. Even when it's at their own expense. I highly doubt that guy's old enough to gamble. But if he was, and he lost money, I think he would immediately forgive Aiden. I just find it all very interesting at the end of the day. Doesn't make me mad. It's just, I think it's just a really interesting situation here. But to answer your question, him saying that it's just Phil's and not his money doesn't make it any less shitty. Hey guys, this is a gambling site I'm sponsored by. I'm gonna gamble tonight. It's not my money, so I'm not, like, actually gambling, but you guys should go put your money in there, because I make money when you do. It's still immoral. Like, just because he's up front that he's not actually using his money doesn't make it any less awful. Like, I don't know what you... Like, your point doesn't really fucking work.
Now, in the first scenario, I put in money, it went to an intermediary wallet, and it went to Rubet's wallet later on. So I was a legitimate case. Now, of course, you have influencers like the ones we've just seen who are actually not putting in their money, at least from their Bitcoin addresses, as far as I was able to tell, except they were getting it from what it appears to be the back end of the site. But you have a third scenario where people who are connected to the actual site, at least from transactions it seems, are actually gambling pretty heavily. So let's go tie back real quick. Remember that video we watched earlier where Alfonso or Alan was sort of brought into the mix by our friend Steve? There was another character named Doom13.
Yeah.
Just basically,
was that 1.2 million? 1.2 million?
His intermediary wallet, and it goes from the actual exchange to the wallet.
This guy's in deep.
In certain cases, you can see that he literally puts money in. It goes to the Rubet hot wallet later. Okay, a few hours later, as expected.
What
However,
an idiot! Just get sponsored.
Sometimes you see the Rubet.
You don't have to gamble your money.
Why is this important? Well, if you don't know, the second largest whale, and you'll find out later in this video what I mean by that, but as a quick example, the second largest whale basically means from the actual Rubet hot wallet where all these funds
Spinny and Tier 1
to,
Captain
the second largest place where Rubet's hot wallet sends money to is the second largest whale. So why is it that Doom's wallet has money from the second largest whale funneling in? So when you really get a chance to look into these intermediary wallets, you can start to really trace a lot of connections between one another. So again, in Doom's case, this guy does seem like a genuine gambler, but it is odd that you start to see Rubet's second largest whale. So imagine the flow.
There it is.
The second largest whale to have much more invested.
Puts it into Doom's intermediary wallet, and then the intermediary wallet sends it back to Rubet. So now that we've gone over these 3 scenarios, let's go back to our buddies Aiden and Kyle and really start to understand that
Kyle?
they're not.
You mean Steve?
Their wallets don't show any transactions at all in Bitcoin. Where is that Bitcoin coming from? Is it credited on the back end? Is some mystery benefactor giving it to them? Well, here's where we're going to introduce a character known as Howie. So there's a character known as Howie on Rubet, okay? Howie is kind of like the marketing person, okay? You can see on Rubet's own website that they're like, who's seen Howie? Who's seen Howie? Don't think Howie is like Spuds.
That's adorable. Right? That's just adorable.
Is the person that everyone needs to go to. See, even as a multi-millionaire, sometimes you have to give up some of your dignity. And you have to
this is pretty boring stuff. I find it interesting. This is a multi-million-dollar scam.
Yeah, Howie, fill up my gambling cup. I'm all out. Listen to
my doll.
This is a huge scam.
Mister? Hurry, I can't hold him long.
Bro, what the did he ask for this time?
What's it hot, bro?
Just get your little hot then.
Let ass.
Stop, soldier!
Yeah, do it how he says. Yeah, you
My name
naughty boy. Yeah, you
is
fucking follow
Robert
Howie's rules.
McNichol.
You okay, mister?
Run, girl. Go back to your grandmother. I can't hold him long.
Misbehaved.
Killing me.
But you're...
Run.
That's how you get the fills.
Yes,
essence for more than a few minutes before it consumes you.
Easy throw an Alpha Beast, the Prime Butter Dog, Louis, and the Reset Bellin. Thanks, Psych.
So they gotta call Howie? Well, let's see what Howie's gonna do. They just lost 15 racks. If you look at their Bitcoin wallet here, they're sitting at a toasty $0, okay? God damn. Don't worry, guys. Howie comes in clutch. Look at that Bitcoin wallet up top. They're back to playing Crash. Same exact stream that we were watching.
Let's go, Howie.
Damn, boys, you saw it right there. God damn, 15K straight up caught, just credited to the account. Now, again, we looked at Kyle's, like, you know, Bitcoin wallet that I guess he showed during his high stakes gambling, you know, extravaganza. And it don't seem like our buddy was just randomly throwing in money. So 15K just being granted out to you. Again, it's not to say that the money is fake. Clearly, it's real.
There's you some coin.
But is it the influencers? Is it really gambling if it's, you know, money from the house? Come on now. See, again, people run in with a lot of these conspiracies, but at the same time, like, when you actually are able to track down somebody's wallet and really look at the lack thereof transactions, no one can really jump on and all of a sudden say, yeah, I was spending my own money. Dude, I looked at the Bitcoin transaction. You're gambling in Bitcoin. Now, let's go back to the Rubat hot wallet, for instance.
I want to talk to Howie.
I think I've covered most
Howie, you in the chat?
But I think it's time to prep us up for the later parts of this series, okay? For instance, we discovered new tools that were actually going to help us actually uncover the money flow that's going between these accounts. Instead of going through it last time where I spent like 20 minutes funneling around with random, you know, Bitcoin wallet addresses, really just trying to keep you in the loop. If you've noticed one thing in this entire situation, is some of these wallets are named. Well, that's because when you make an account on Etherscan or BSC Scan or whatever, you're able to put name tags on various wallets. And the big benefit of this is, as we continue our investigations and people are plotted on our map, I guess, of people that we've discovered, wallets that we've uncovered to belong allegedly to certain creators, we can map out transactions from random people, and sometimes you come across some wild. Important here is we're going to use something called explorer.bitcoin.
Yeah, we watched the CoffeeZilla first.
Again, I show you these tools because I don't want you to just take my word for it. I want you to do this
I'll take your word for it.
So go in here, toss in this address, hit enter, and as you go around, you see all these systems. What's important is Ethereum mainnet.
Subscribe, Shock.
We're going to look at the ETH transactions between the Rubat hot wallet. So if we go to the money flow in this case, and we go to something called Sankey, Sankey simplifies a lot of things and shows us this being the Rubat hot wallet. So you can see where Rubat is getting their money flowed in from, and also where they're flowing and chopping their money out to. In fact, according to the Sankey, the largest account is OXE6752D54. If you actually open this wallet address, you can copy this and then go to Etherscan. If you go to Etherscan and put this address in, you can see that we've actually titled this as Rubat's whale. Again, what's important here, alright, to really understand, and we found out this is a whale, because when you put in Rubat's hot wallet account, which is OXC94EBD328, again, this is OXC94.
I wonder how Nelk and Steve will respond. They won't.
This is the wallet.
That's the way to win. You just don't, and then people forget.
When I'm depositing money and then I
They'll just defend you for you, like,
money, not really
like in the chat tonight.
But of course, when I look
just let your community do your job.
Outputting to in the
They'll
largest
defend you.
is
You have to do shit.
to OXE6752D54. That's where the Rubat hot wallet is sending the largest amount of Ethereum to. So again, let's go back and go to the second one, which is OX68D.
Didn't Steve scrub his YouTube account? Did he? I don't know. I don't watch Steve. Let's see.
Graph.
All right.
Warning.
Oh, he's got 96 videos. He's doing just fine. Look how happy he looks. That's the face of a man who loves Rubat. Buying the guy who killed Osama bin Laden in a truck. Nice. Fucking lit.
Together in part 6, the finale, will be phasebanks.ethereum. Now, phasebanks Ethereum, if you go in, you can type in phasebanks.eth, and this belongs to our buddy FazeBanks. It's a public-facing wallet, which currently has $207,000 put into it.
Not bad.
Again, you can see that it is phasebanks.ethereum. So it's a wallet that is public.
You got him inside of you now. You are going to die.
I'm gonna let that slide. One guy left a comment on this. Why is there even a comment feature? Who would use this? Ricky G, been a huge fan. Hook me up. Hey, Juliano. I don't think he's gonna be doing that. But Godspeed.
Into his account.
Easy tier 1 lizard.
If you go
There's some
all the way to
Blake
the
and
first
Tsukiyomi.
thing, what is that? Rubet's second largest whale. So to understand, Rubet's hot wallet, which is putting the second largest amount of its transactions to the whale here, that's the first transaction that our buddy FaZe Banks gets. Now, what does FaZe Banks do? Again, let's translate
Why
this
are
to
you-
actual UTC time. He gets this on February the 25th, right? So around midnight UTC. In less than 20 minutes after receiving money from Rubet's second largest whale, FaZe Banks sends out money to the contract for cryptocurrencies. I think that's the actual like C token. OpenSea registering, you know, the actual name over here. So then he gets another amount. So Rubet's second largest whale then sends money to FaZe Banks, who in less than 10 minutes later funnels it more into CryptoPunks.
Man, what the fuck?
And this isn't small
Howie!
amounts either.
Send something my way. Let's go, Howie.
Was $58,000. Currently,
Sending
worth almost
50K for
130.
nothing?
This second transaction is almost fucking double, 62 Ethereum. You click on that shit, and that's almost 111 grand on the day of its transaction. Currently 204,000. Now, why would FaZe Banks receive money from the second largest whale of Rubets if you look at the money flow and then immediately after start purchasing CryptoPunks? And then I don't know. I mean, you know, if you promoted them on Twitter and they messed up in value, like I don't know. It's a weird coincidence. Am I right or am I right?
Why are you-
I also love how when I got quipped at on August 23rd, somehow when you look at this, he's selling this stuff around that same offer punk for sale. Offer punk. It's peak mania. I don't know why that is. This is OX7 Banks' wallet. Banks' wallet receives the largest amount of OX68 CEC.
Howie.
What the fuck is that? Well,
It's Howie. It's Howie.
OX68 DCEC is again Rubet's.
Yeah, baby.
Wait a
Let's
minute.
go.
Wait a minute. The most money he's getting is from the second largest whale for Rubet? Kind of weird. This account, OFC94EBB, if you take this in, go back to Ethereum scan, drop that in, belongs to the Rubet hot wallet. So the two accounts that give banks the most money is from the Rubet hot wallet, but the first transaction from the account was the second largest whale. So what Rubet's hot wallet is transacting to, the second largest transaction flow, and also the second largest whale suspiciously did deposit into the intermediary wallet for Doom 13. Again, could just be the most likeliest of coincidences. From the Rubet hot
I don't really know how
wallet to
Doom
another account
13 fits
is
into
also
this, I'll be
sending money
honest.
back to banks.
Seems like a worthless
Minutes
side
later,
character.
CryptoPunks are being bought. Listen, I'm done with this, okay? I'm not going to jump too hard down this rabbit hole yet. Because the reason I mention any of this is these transactions, FaZe Banks' account specifically, not any other account from FaZe, just specifically FaZe Banks and various other users like Alan, because we've ended up tracing down what we believe to be his wallet. These are going to play key roles.
Yeah, there's 6
in
parts
the
to this, I
finale for
believe.
this video. The only reason
Not
I'm
out yet.